All right, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to practice being able to make predictions once we've actually found the re-expressed equation. And so all of these re-expressed equations are going to be 2.6 plus 3x or 3 something x, and so it's the same process. And so we're going to be finding what y is when all of the x's are 5. Okay, so for the first one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in x where it says x, and x is 5. And so I'm going to plug this in the calculator, 2.6 plus 3 log. The log key is down here by the 7. Log 5. And so I get my predicted y value to be 4.6 or 4.697. Okay? And so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug in a 5 here. So the predicted y is 2.6 plus 3 natural log of 5. Okay? So 2.6 plus 3. The natural log is down by the 4, the ln, the natural log of 5. And so my predicted y is 7.428. Okay? So the difference between 1 and 2 compared to what we're going to have to do in 3 is that I'm going to have to do something in the end to take care of y. For 1 and 2, the y's were already by themselves. It was just y hat, so we were good to go. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to plug this in. So 2.6 plus 3 times 5. And I'm going to plug that part in the calculator to find that, unless you want to do it by hand, which is fine. And so I get the square root of y hat equals 17.6. If it was number 2, we'd be done, because number 2 is just y hat. But number 3 down here, it says that I have the square root. And so you just have to think, how do you get rid of something? And when you solve an equation, to get rid of something, you do the opposite. And the opposite of a square root is squaring. So you're going to square both sides. So now I'm just going to square the 17.6. And so I get the predicted y is 309.76. Okay? Oops, you can't see that. All right, let's go look at 3 more. Same idea. I'm still just going to be plugging in 5. So this is the 1 over the predicted y equals 2.6 plus 3 times 5. So again, I know that this is going to be 17.6. Now, there's a couple ways you could do this. Some of you will cross multiply. Some of you might just recognize it's upside down. And if I want it to not be upside down, I'm just going to flip it. So this is going to become y hat over 1, which I really don't need that over 1. It just becomes y hat equals 1 over 17.6. And so 1 divided by 17.6 is 0.057. And so y hat is 0.057 for that problem. Okay? So again, all I did was I didn't want it on the bottom of the fraction, so I physically flipped both of them, because if you flip one side, you got to flip the other side. And then I plugged this into the calculator and was able to find my answer. Okay, so same thing for number 5. We're going to start off by just finding the right-hand side. So it's going to be 2.6 plus 3 times 5. And again, we know that that is going to be 17.6. Now, you don't have to know a lot about natural logs or logarithms to be able to solve this problem. You just have to understand the concept that you have to do the inverse. Well, the calculator has the inverse key right there, which is nice. In order to do the inverse, I do the e to the x. So I hit second natural log, and I type in 17.6. And so my huge predicted, I'm probably not even going to write all the numbers, I'll forget. It's 44,013,193. Okay? So what I did here, let's write these steps, is if I want to get rid of my natural log, I hit second natural log, and then I typed in 17.6. Okay? All right, the last one I'm going to do, again, I can't take the log of y hat because I don't know what that is, but I can type in this. We've already done that, but I don't want to have to flip over, so I'll just do it again. 2.6 plus 3 times the log of 5. And so I get the log hat, log y hat is equal to 4.697. Now, just like on this other problem, you don't have to know about logarithms to be able to get rid of the log because your calculator has it on the same key. So I'm going to hit the second log key and then put my answer 4.697. And so my predicted y is 49,773.7. Okay? And again, the way I got rid of this, the log, was I hit second log 4.697. So you don't have to really understand the math behind it. It's awesome if you do. But if you don't understand it, just hit your second key because that is the inverse.